weaknesses here and there. Vitality, I feel like they've just been dominant throughout most of these games. I think the only map they dropped was against Fnatic, if I'm not mistaken, at this tournament. And that is just, I mean, this is all set up so nicely right now. Both of these teams have players that are in excellent form, and it's not just always the usual stars. Of course, we'll be getting to Vitality in a moment, but really, I've noticed at all points of this tournament that different players on this Astralis lineup are popping off.
Against Astralis, Shox admits that normally when you face Astralis, something goes wrong. Do you know what that thing is?
No, to be honest, I have no idea. I feel like as a team, overall, they have like way more experience than us, as in TV videos and as a team. I don't really care to face them again. I'm just telling myself that we're gonna play our game, and if we keep playing like that, it's gonna be a tough one for sure.
Stepping up to the plate. And with that, I think we can begin to be cementing our predictions. Maui, I'm coming to you first. Who are you siding with?
Man, it's hard not to pick them, but I've got to do it. Astralis here, and it kind of pains me to say it because Vitality have found some excellent form lately, but Astralis, they're just the complete picture, and you know that they've worked on their Dust 2 since the last time they played it.
Yeah, I think that is a fair point. Blair, who are you going with for this one?
Oh, looking at the stats of the tournament, Vitality are #1 in every single thing, but I'd have to be stupid not to pick Astralis. They're just the #1 team. Astralis all the way.
Oh, my head and my heart is totally torn, and you guys know how much I love a split death, so I'm going to be going with Vitality. I want this one to be bringing the heat here, but I am hoping that we get to see the full 3 maps out of both of these squads because they've been looking so hot so far at this tournament.
Some of these players, like Prime Shox in this tournament, like some of the maps he's had have been truly phenomenal. I want to see Masuta firing on all cylinders, the young gun for Vitality, because let's be honest, Vince, for them to win this match, they're going to need those prime players. And there's one man whose name I haven't mentioned on that team. I don't really think I need to, but obviously we're going to need ZywOo at his best.
And Glaive is getting information for his teammates, and maybe if he can cull one of these defenders, the likes of Shox, that opens up a lot of leeway to push onto the site. That's exactly what comes into play, and now Astralis spill out onto A site.
This is a beautifully played pistol round.
Will be taken off. 7 seconds to go. Planting for main, but Device has dupreeh covered and locked down. And now the 2 CTs spring into action. Device runs out of ammunition, and RPK's been put down to a measly 20 HP. But dupreeh, his position is still unknown, untenable, and should be the final nail in the coffin for this. Vitality very unlikely to get RPK up onto that site with a full defusal. And of course, the bomb is planted for dupreeh, who's just spotted RPK just a pixel around the corner. He won't snatch at this opportunity. He'll wait for the perfect moment and then will strike. 2-0. Vitality did a lot of damage, Tom, but it was a force buy. Device continuing to impress. Big entry onto ZywOo. But again, it's Vitality. They just refuse to go down without a fight, Tom. We saw this in the second round. Vitality early on with not much of a buy into round 6. That's a big shot from Apex, though. Not only takes the head off of Device, but actually tags Magus just behind him. And you've got to be careful playing against Apex with the scout outside, but dupreeh peeks as he jumps for the nade, removes his head, and brings it back to a 4-on-4.
I just like the idea of him going, what was that, Vince? I need to be careful. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm all right. I'll just catch him while he's jumping through the air. Magisk now even starting to style on the remaining players of Vitality. Sure, it's weaker weaponry, but I don't think they need any more confidence. They spotted out Shox as well and somewhat baiting him in to S-Tag, who is still healthy as. And this is another time where we're actually watching S-Tag get off to a crazy start to a match as well. He's got $13,000. Oh, he's facing the wrong way. It might be the tank to actually take the brunt of this peak. He's expecting dupreeh still to be there, and now they're going to try and pressure him together. The first is clean, though. And he gets back down the stairs. Another one for dupreeh. It's left all onto Shox to try and stop this man. He's been very impressive so far, and while Shox is tagged down to just 39 HP, he also doesn't have the kit, so the time is ticking too far gone. dupreeh can just play with his food at this point, and there is nothing Shox can do. dupreeh is not going to let him escape. He'll go down to the bomb if it means he gets rid of this man. 7-0. Fantastic round from Astralis, and specifically dupreeh.
Are being demolished. straight up decimated, and they have to call their second tactical timeout at 8-0 behind. There's already more rounds than Vitality. This is already more rounds than Vitality conceded in all this map and all the tournament. That's true.
16 sixes, every single one of them so far in their favor.
Too lopsided, they got punished. They got sprawled back out, and the map ever since has been so one-sided. Device, 20 seconds, coming up through heaven. Looks like A will be the side of choice. They have Magisk also making moves in A main. The timing probably working against the Danes. Device comes down, Masuda takes his head off, and there we go. Vitality, they've secured their first round, and what they're hoping is one of many.
Phenomenal half on the T side. Even for their standards, this is decent. So anything from here, anything more, and I'm pretty much calling this one GG. Like, they'd have to be incredible. Nice start though from Zyro. Oh, okay, an even better one. He's looking for a third kill. If he gets that too, then we've got to start checking that mouse and gaming chair. But the fact is, he may have done the job already. Apex already on the lower bomb site. They're ready for this push. He's had a bit of a rough start. Been so clinical in these rounds. It's one of the best performances I think I've seen from him in a while. He's been unreal. And no, Shox has got a save again. That's now 4 rounds where Zyro's got the opener and they've lost. We're still at 0%.
What I love about this performance as well, Tom, like we casted Astralis earlier on against Fnatic, and we were saying how passive they were. Sometimes they seemed like they're a little bit indecisive, maybe a little bit timid. Nothing of the sort here on Nuke. They are ruthless with their aggression. They're playing so aggro, they're getting in the face of Vitality. They're showing no respect at all. And Vitality, they seem to have realized this is a possibility. So we're going to have this very interesting, strange dichotomy where the CTs rotate behind the Ts, where we have both sides exchange teams multiple times. RPK now straight into Glaive. There's the drop from Apex, and the last player remaining will be Dupree, who's in unbelievable form, and he takes them both down this split second.
Most of them probably already at home, but leave and then come back home. Device, he's still going. Zywoo puts an end to his reign of terror, but there's still 4 more players they've got to deal with. RPK again is going to give them the man advantage, but that never seems to last too long. And again, it swings back into the favor. They need to kill off S-Tag, but he's got round the corner, and just look at the quick swing coming out. Magic's trying to help him. Shox now left alone. Can he finally put another round? A second at least possible, and there we go. Vitality will at least make it 2 as the half comes to a close, but Astralis have been unstoppable. Where Apex going to wait for him to reload and try and be a bit sneaky through the smoke, but it doesn't matter. Another kill comes up. Zywoo trying to pull out some magic, try and give his team a lifeline, and they desperately need it, Vince.
Oh my god. I feel like I need to report this to this police, honestly, Tom. Like I'm witnessing a crime or something. Like this is absolutely outrageous. This is Vitality in the upper brackets. And Apex tries desperately to force a play onto the side, but he has been drilled by the M4, and the same is happening additionally to Shox. It feels to me, Tom, that we're headed to Dust 2 very shortly.
Yeah, no, I think I'd agree. We've seen recently on Twitch a lot of VODs getting deleted. I think this one might be tagged as not safe for work, and they'll have to remove that as well. Because this is, wow, I feel uncomfortable watching this. I'll be honest. This is one of the most destructive. They're trying to spam them through the walls of Garage. Oh, Shox. I'd love you to win this round, truly, but it's just not going to happen. 15-2.
Device up close with the FAMAS looking to put the final nails into the coffin of Nuke, but RPK, at least with the Deagle, will pose a bit of a threat getting round the back. He's been one of the top fraggers on Vitality, goes in for another one, and there's Shox. So okay, maybe there's some inroads left yet. Apex, aggression, looking to return the favor. Astralis was so rapid on their T half, and now it's their turn to have to deal with that bit of medicine. S-Tag goes down, and that is at least the 3rd round for Vitality. If nothing else, they're playing for a bit of pride at this point, and it seems like G2 have conceded the first map against Godsent. Sneaking his way up via vent, spots Shox, dishes the fatal blow. All three of Vitality, though, are healthy. No easy targets to pick off. Apex, the only one of the three that's got a frag, and although Magisk does hold on against RPK,
No.
hold on a second. Is it going to be another 2v4 clutch? Masuta's had a quiet game so far, just 45 ADR to his name, but he could make amends here. If he can clutch this one out, but it goes down, and Astralis with another 2v4.
It's pretty poor performance from him, which is not something you say very often. In fact, I even mentioned it at the time. I was like, I'm not going to expect to see a second map like this from him. Around Apex is going to kill off the aggressor of Glaive. Device also very low, and now they're going to look to try and pincer onto this A site, and S-Tag has a mountain to climb. There's no chance for him here. Sure, they've lost 2v4s, they've lost 3v5s. I don't think they lose this pistol round, Vince.
They haven't lost a 2v5 yet, but Dupree is putting a lot of damage down, and he picked up 20 kills in the first map, so tread lightly. Well, you can scrap all of that momentum because now it's been spun back around in the face of Vitality. They find themselves a player behind.
This flashbang will leave man just completely blind. The second one's even better, though. S-Tag with the Deeg has managed to find a couple. He's never going to expect him. Oh, my goodness. It is very short-lived for the side of Vitality. Dupree. He's trying to play a bit of a headshot angle. He's going to hit the footsteps. There's only 10 seconds left for the flash. It's perfect. Good work from Vitality. I think a crucial round for them, really. They couldn't allow Astralis to get the momentum built again, so they break back once more.
Yeah, these two entries from Apex are just exceptionally solid, fast, quick-fire shots that allow the T's to make a move. But as we said, that bomb being dropped down over on the B side of the map, that was the scary...
The time. They've got 20 seconds. They have to get a real move on. It looks like they're going to go rotating to the B site. Now, the footsteps have been heard. Dupree is the man waiting for them, but this would have to be an incredible round, and I think the swing is going to continue, but the Molotov is so well timed. There's only 9 seconds for them to get across to the site. The jump would just about give them enough time to get the bomb down, and now the remaining 2 players for Astralis might just have to take the hit. It looks like we're going back and forth again.
Now the smoke's starting to clear. Glaive is having a quick look across, clearing his angles in the process. Mages coming under fire. They know one of the 2 CTs is perched up at the bottom side of the ramp, but he's actually drilled RPK to the bottom.
What?
Mages with a 1 Deeg and then goes in for a second onto Shocks. It's going to be close. No, actually it won't. They've got a kit. Astralis with a beautiful retake.
Is Manic, and of course Masut is now going to get the opener. As said, the buy is slowly getting better and better. My mental health is not. And oh my god, the flash is so good! It's Zaiwu getting the assist for an Apex kill. It's all falling apart now in this round for Astralis, and well, I think we're back on the save. It continues, Vince. It goes back again.
This will be the first time, though, that Vitality have strung 2 rounds together. AK's on the CT side. Zaiwu goes for the shoulder peek, finds the information he was looking for. One of the 2 in CT probably rotating up on catwalk. What he may not realize is that both players are there together and the smoke is starting to clear. He will be tried. He will be tested. They have a kit. They have a Molotov. Beautiful flashbang tossed in. Keeps them at arm's reach. Zaiwu changes up his angles but gets put down. And now it's down to Shocks, but Device comes straight out, lands the AK frag. They've got a kit. They'll have the defuse. And Astralis bring us back to even again. Seconds, low HP, has the bomb, but no idea as to where the remaining CTs are. Flicking up into the head of Device. He has enough time to feasibly clutch this. And S-Tag is the last line of defense on A. He'll be playing this one a little bit more passively, a little bit more patiently. Hell, just give this site away to Zaiwu. Wait for the cavalry to arrive. Make sure you double peek him. Simultaneously, Zaiwu so nearly lands the no-scope, but on 1 HP, he's still alive. He's still here. He's still kicking. And you cannot disrespect this man because he will punish you. Storm Zaiwu comes in and leaves nothing but carnage in his wake. That's outrageous. He's had a lot of scouts, but no AWP. It's just because the economy's been so busted, but maybe they can start to get themselves back into this now. It's another great hold. 4 kills unanswered. Astralis were down. Maybe a little bit of motivation lost with that crazy clutch, but they're bouncing back with a bang. No, he's had a lot of scouts, but no AWP. It's just because the economy's been so busted, but maybe they can start to get themselves back into this now. It's another great hold. 4 kills unanswered. Astralis were down. Maybe a little bit of motivation lost with that crazy clutch, but they're bouncing back with a bang.
Chances are this is going to be another round for the Danes.
It's looking likely. As you still have an AK, that flashbang could not have been placed perfectly, but neither are these bullets. But Vitality are holding the line, and not just that, they're going above and beyond. Masood had the chance to clutch with a deagle, but made just too fast. And with a kit, he will have this defuse covered. A very costly round for Astralis, but of course they'll have more than enough money in the bank for the final round of the half. So close yet so far, 7-7. And I think it's only fitting, Tom, considering the start of this map, that it will be as even as possible coming through into that second half. And he's shooting just to the left-hand side of the oncoming terrorist. 15 seconds, and Dupree needs to hold the line, and he holds it in style for the first. But Apex and ZywOo still standing, still delivering before Device gets a wallbang shot through straight in, forcing ZywOo in a 1-on-3. He has no time, he has no life. Astralis will lead comes the second half, 8-7. 2 smokes at their disposal, now being tossed for the cross. And now they can look to try and wrap straight through. ZywOo, how is your aim? On point as always, even while flashbangs. He gets one, now spinning around into action, activating, and it's nothing but headshots to ZywOo. Again, a 4K, an 8th round to Vitality, and Astralis have been comprehensively beaten down.
Somebody should start building the set for map number 3 because ZywOo is alive and kicking. Mentioned it in the last map that Device was...
Masuda going in first, trying to take some of the early damage and the brunt of it away from Shock so they can maybe pivot in. Mollies, flashes, smokes, all being tossed in, and no one's checked the tight left, and Masuda's going to punish them. 3 kills, and now Shocks can just spray in with the FAMAS. But the second he comes around this corner, Shocks with a perfect crosshair placement does dispatch him post-haste. 12-10, Astralis likely into some deagles and not much else. This is Vitality's chance now to run away and bring us to overpass.
In fact, even an incendiary trying to push Device back. He's going to get burned out the corner. In fact, he goes down, and ZywOo finds a second. It's left all onto Dupree. He's so low. The nade might dunk out ZywOo, but it doesn't quite reach. And Device, it all fell apart, went completely wrong for him. And a 13th just about goes onto the board for Vitality.
Another masterclass from ZywOo. Beautiful retake. They look to relocate. They look to push in. Masuda, though, is taking the initiative. Pushed straight out of tunnels. Not a play that they've gone for just yet. And he gets the reward with 2. And it could be a 3rd. Even if he goes down, surely this is the map-winning play. And Dupree holds his nerve, but he's only got 11 HP left. And because of how long that skirmish lasted, the rotation comes in from ZywOo, and it's going to be Shocks that actually nullifies him. It's going to overpass, Tom. 1 apiece.
Play for as well. Everything, of course, leading towards a major. So all I can say, Vince, is let's get this one on the road.
Let's indeed, Tom. Overpass, our final stop.
Nice shot from Glaive, though. We've seen some few tasty tech shots throughout the day so far. Masuda, though, he wants to farm some cash. Instead, gets headshotted, and the trade's coming back thick and fast. But Device, he has to run to pick up this bomb. He should get it down. That's money in the bank, but Apex is there straight away to clear up the mess. It's a bomb plant, though, for Astralis. That will give them some deagles likely in the next round.
Vitality still trailed by a player, but they're actually ahead in terms of HP. Nearly double, if not more so, than their adversaries. Apex spins in to hit 2 kills for him, and then RPK chips in for the last, and the final frag comes in. The tank with a 4K, and Vitality with a 3rd round, but it's at great cost for their economy.
However, the time is ticking. The tank's the one with the kit. He can defuse the bomb from inside, but he needs to try and find the kills, and Device only on 1 HP. He gets one, and Dupree the other. These 2 players have been so good throughout this series, and they win a clutch again. They're one of the 4, in fact, currently holding on to this B site. They pushed directly into a stack. It's all 5 players of Astralis. No shenanigans this time. And wow. I don't think anyone on Vitality's laughing. They have been picked apart completely. Apex, he just wants to hold on to his gun, and well, it seems like this time Astralis might be kind. The Danes are going to take full control of the site, and with Shox coming in on a flank, if anything, this may just be for an exit. Now, Apex still healthy. He's even going to peek out, and he's got Zywo alongside him to work one with the USP, and Shox! He's got 9 kills in this game, Vince. Now, I don't remember where the 1 came from, but I can tell you he got 4 in this round. He got 4 in the pistol round. So if he's just going to pop up every once in a while and absolutely wreck Astralis...
With this advantage, throwing a smoke from A onto B to lock it down, and now the ace light comes in. That flashbang could not have been placed any better. You can see that, and the entirety of that push was completely blinded. And now Vitality hold it down with the M4 of Apex and the AWP of Zywo. The utility there could not have been placed better for the Frenchman.
Apex actually, I think, surprising the players on Astralis at least a little bit early, but there is with that rotational AWP finding the opener. In fact, Glaive's gone as well, and they don't expect Masuta. It's a cheeky little CT setup that almost baits.
Apex getting around the back of the bomb carrier, and even if Glaive does get this entrant to Zywo, which is successful, Apex should shut this down right now. And Apex does just that. Hunts his prey, stalking it to perfection, and Vitality continue their spree of rounds.
Long. Like, if you find an opening kill, you're probably going to be falling back if you're the CT side. Instead, Vitality used that as almost a proving ground. And while it seems like they're looking to prove themselves even further, more aggression in towards mid. Sure, it's only pistols, which arguably makes it more risky, but at the range for battle being so far in favor of that all, just for Apex to pad his stats a little bit.
Yeah, to build that confidence and make Astralis realize, look, if you give us a chance, we'll bully you. If you give us any free real estate or realm on this map, we will push in there and we will quickly pinch around you. So these are little tells and little mind games that are being established across the Astralis that may feel compelled to play a bit more passively and watch for these pushes in future rounds. Obviously, in terms of this round coming down, it's only a matter of time, and Glaive's now been found by Shox. They do have the HP advantages, but Zywo with an AWP, if he misses his shot, and one of these pistols gets up close, or this M4 gets up close, this could start to get a little bit slippery. To make matters worse, Dupree's moved in, but he's now traded across to the AK-47. And as soon as Zywo picked up the AK, it was never in doubt. Vitality with yet another round. A 9-3 half on their CT side, and things are looking exceptionally good for the Frenchman. Twice, though, probably forces out at least one rotation. At the bare minimum, keeps Shox interested. This isolates the 2B defenders. Shox at least stands his ground for one, but with 22 seconds left, here comes the main play. The main way forward for Astralis, and Masuta's gonna get 2. S-attack, Molotov off, can't really push in, and even though they take off the head of RPK, it may not be good enough. 10 seconds, smoke onto that Molotov. They push straight through, wild spray through the smoke, but S-attack, he's been silenced, and that's it. The round's over. There's not enough time for Mages. 10 rounds already to Vitality, and Astralis continue to struggle.
Sure. We mentioned at the beginning, both of these teams currently with 100% win rate on this map over the last few months. Only one of them gets to keep it, and Vitality seemed too hot to trot. Apex again. And it's not even just Apex. They've got 2 players in on this flank. Masuta, he's going to double up. Maybe they won't even need him if he continues this sort of form, but eventually the flank comes through. Now it's Dupree's turn. A 1 versus 4 bomb in his hands. He does have time, but he's not going to be given a moment's notice. Another couple of kills coming up for Shox, and an 11th round for Vitality. They may have got banged out on map number 1, but the fact is they're looking to return the favor in the 3rd.
But can he double up his frag count? Can he pull off something special? He's missed his first chance. That could be his last shot as well. Goes in for the first onto RPK. He's losing health by the second. There's Molotovs coming down. Has to smoke to keep himself alive. And Apex drills him through the smoke. It's 12-3 to Vitality in our last map. Stay tuned. Hit some serious form. We said they were peak on Nuke. Since then, it's been a bit of a drop-off. But can they start to pick up the pieces on their CT side? This USP's up close against the blocks. Dupree is holding on for 3 kills alongside Mages. That's more like it. Apex tries to rummage around the back and Glaive denies him. It's fast, it's lightning, but it works against Vitality.
Oh, that's exactly what we want to be seeing from Astralis coming into this second half. It needs to be a truly incredible comeback, one for the ages, but if any team were going to be able to do it, it would be the Danish powerhouse of Astralis. Not an investment here for Vitality. In fact, it is nothing. Absolutely nothing. So any kills here, Vince, are almost a miracle.
And that prayer has not been answered. They are being sprayed down, eviscerated as anticipated. Astralis will take a very comfortable 5 rounds, but they're still up against the 12 of Vitality. And as you mentioned, Tom, with a lack of investment, full AKs now available.
They've got to be careful. S-Tag is still here. He's looking to try and deny the bomb, but he's shooting the wrong player. And although he does a hell of a lot of damage, it doesn't really matter. Glaive, 1v3, looking for the clutch.
The mastermind of so many strategical plays on Astralis runs into the gauntlet of 3 Frenchmen, and it's Masuta.
Bang's fantastic, but S-Tag will only come away with 1. Device about to come under pressure. The peak coming out, the AWP shot landed. He goes back for the other player as well and catches Apex. Looking to do it all on his own. Sure, the next shot's missed, but he's bought some time for teammates to rotate in. It's left onto Shox, and he gets nothing done at all. Astralis with the reads. Vitality may be slightly overthinking things here, and that's enough for Astralis to bounce straight back.
There was an excellent Molotov that was also tossed into Monster just before Esatag got flashed in for the peak.
And they've got this 1-2 punch. Now, in most rounds, I'm fine with this. Against pistols, it's a little bit uncomfortable. But by the looks of it, they're going to be absolutely fine, although Apex does take one down. Luckily for them, nobody did go through long, so there wasn't really any chance of a wraparound. Apex has retrieved a rifle, but Dupree more than happy to play with the pistol as well. And while Shox, unfortunately, the aim punch.
Important that Astralis don't just get rounds, but they get them clean. Magisk, aggression, something we haven't seen yet. Beautiful flashbang, they line up, and there's Magisk with a double spray. There's the 2 brains working together. Glaive with the flash assist, and Magisk executing to perfection. Vitality cannot get comfortable. They're being pressured, they're being punctured from left.
We've seen him bring back a couple of rounds, but this time he's got the opener. And yeah, for sure, I think even on the CT side, he's got a good shout for being the best player. RPK, though, that could be a crucial opener. Glaive looking to come in from behind, but Shox is ready and waiting. A free kill for him, and the remainder of Astralis have no choice but to save. It's been a long hiatus from the board, as you mentioned. 7-1 in favor of the Danes in this half so far.
Has kept Astralis, though, with 3 players over on B. They don't have any players pushing up around the back, but Vitality don't know this. They know they have to go in. The trigger about to be pulled. The execute in motion. Esatag, though, devastatingly strong up close with the AK, forcing ZywOo back. And with 52 HP to his name, he'll be hoping that he can do a bit of damage on his way out, but it seems inevitable that he will fall. Good first shot. His position now is not far off landing the smoke bang, which would have been pretty ridiculous. And with all eyes on him, what can he muster up? He doesn't need to kill them all. He just needs to stand his ground a little bit longer, but he's gone down. And now that does put a couple of doubts, a couple of awkward moments in play, and ZywOo capitalizes with 2 big AWP frags. But Glaive has guessed correctly. 12 seconds left, and Masuta on point with the entry. There's 4 match points.
Up for a peek onto him, Masuta manages to dodge his way, and how has Shox got here? You mentioned S-Tag. He might have just had that lapse in judgment, that second missing the moment, but Dupree and Device, they combine, they hold the line. Apex having to run through the Molotov, but ZywOo's hit the shot, and now it is on to Device. One of the greatest players of all time, trying to keep his team in the map. The flashbang's going to leave him completely blind. He's been spotted as well. The push coming in. He tags Masuta for next to nothing and can't quite hit the second shot. And ZywOo is there to put him down. It is going to be the victory for Vitality as they make their way to another grand final. And Astralis have got to battle through the lower bracket.